Hey tribe, welcome back. In this video, we're going to talk about how to make my manifestations work faster. Oh yeah, baby, that's what we're going to talk about today. I'm going to give you some good pointers on how to speed it up and how to make it work faster. Depending upon what type of scenario you're in. If you're really new to manifesting, you just set an intention how to get it to work faster. Or if you're kind of in that gunk period right now, you've been trying to manifest your dream house, money, your dream car, your dream career. You've been trying to manifest your ex back and you're kind of right in the middle and things are not working. So how to speed it up? Okay, so I'm going to answer these two questions really fast here. And before we get into this, what you have to understand about manifesting is this. It's always going to come down to this, guys. It's going to come down to really how confident you are that manifesting works. Okay, now what do I mean by that really fast? Is it's going to come down to me being very specific on what I want, and I expect it to happen, baby. And since I expect it to happen, I let it go. Okay, that right there is pretty much manifesting faster in a nutshell. Okay, you know exactly what you want. You expect it to happen, you expect to get it, because you always get what you want, baby. And then you let it go. The reason why you let it go, you let it be, is because you expect it to happen to you. You expect to get it. Okay, that's what speeds it up right there. But let's talk about this in different scenarios here, okay? Now, the first thing you're going to want to do is set an intention. You know what you want. But in this area, number one here, you got to be very, very specific, my friends. Okay? Did I say that? You got to be very specific. You can't be broad. You can't just be like, God, bring me a car. You got to know specifically what you want. The more specific you are, okay, it's going to come to you. It's going to work faster. The more broader you are, you're just slowing it down. Or you're getting things that you don't really want. Okay, now this is step one. You ask. Okay, and when you ask, don't make it overcomplicated, guys. Just ask for what you want. Okay, you ask in present tense, like what you want, you have it now, but don't overcomplicate it. Just ask for what you want. You want $50,000? Just say, I want $50,000, okay? Now the second step is belief. You gotta believe. And this right here is what flubs you up. Okay, once you get past step one, you're very specific. Most people flub up in step two, because when we talk about belief is really funny, okay? Because belief is going to go back to your childhood. It's going to go back to the core you, to the root you, to the secret you, what you secretly believe, your secret beliefs, you know, your habits and your patterns, how you were brought up. It's going to bring in all that stuff, okay? And the things that will help you out here when you believe is, the simplest thing I can explain it is act like the most successful version of you. Act like you already have what you want. Okay, that's the greatest thing you can do to align yourself with what you want. So let me give you an example here. Let's say I want $1 million. I want to be a multi-millionaire. Okay, so I'm going to sit down. I might even do research. I might jump on the computer, jump on Google, okay, because I might not know. Okay, I might have to sit down and take days thinking about it. Like, you know, how would I act if I was already a millionaire? Okay, so how would I act? How would I walk? Would I walk different? How would I dress? Would I dress differently? Okay, now you want to be authentically you dressing. Okay, you don't want to be out of what your personality is. You don't want to be authentic. And authentic is another one I want to talk about. You got to be authentically you. You got to talk like how you want to talk. You got to talk like you, baby. You got to dress like you. Okay? You got to be you. You got to be authentic, because the most successful version of you, that rich version of you, is authentic. And it doesn't stop there, okay? What hobbies would you have? What friends would you have? Okay, now if you were rich right now, would you have a totally different group of friends, or would you still have the same group? You got to answer those things, okay? Now, if you say, Chad, I would have a totally different group of friends because I'm going to make more money. I would be hanging out with millionaires. But what you got to do is Don't give up your friends you have now, but you got to introduce new friends to your core group, okay, that make more money than you, that are way more successful than you, okay? You got to search out, like in your hometown, your city where you live, where do millionaires hang out, okay? What coffee shops do you hang out at? What coffee shops do they get coffee? You got to figure all this stuff out. Maybe you're a coffee drinker, okay? And you figure out where the most successful person, the most successful people hang out to get coffee. And guess what you do? You go there. Okay. You don't go there to intermingle and try to talk to them and force conversations. Listen, you just go there, buy your coffee, you sit down in that atmosphere and drink your coffee. And listen, sooner or later, guys, someone's going to talk to you. Someone's going to start up a conversation with you. And even if you don't, listen, you're within the consciousness of success. And that consciousness of success will rub off on you. Okay? That's what you got to do. If, let's say you go to the gym. What gym would you go to? Okay? Would you go to a gym that more successful people go to? You do that stuff. Okay? That's what I mean is you align with the most successful version of you. You live right now like you already have what you want. And I know what you're thinking. I can hear the bells going off in my mind. I'm not crazy, by the way. Well, Chad, you're talking about spending money. No. You might have to spend a little bit money, okay? A little bit more than what you do. But again, if your budget is tight, listen, a lot of what I talked about takes no more money. You understand? Even when we talk about getting a coffee, guess what? When I lived in Los Angeles, I lived in Culver City, that's over by Beverly Hills. You know what? Starbucks is the same price in a poverty area of town that it is in Beverly Hills. You know what I mean? It's just a longer drive to go there. Do you understand? It's literally the same price. Okay? So a lot of things that you're doing is literally the same thing. It's going to cost you the same thing. Okay? So don't throw money in there. You do what you can, but you align yourself with the most successful version of you. Now, since we're talking about belief here, what you have to understand about belief, as I said at the beginning of the video, listen, when you believe something to happen to you, when you believe that you're going to get something, you expect it to happen, don't you? So that's what I want you to think about in your mind, is when you want something, you expect it. You expect to get it. Okay, that's why you have to work on your confidence. That's why when you align yourself with the most successful version of you, it increases your confidence. Because listen, the more confident you are, baby, okay, the better you're going to manifest. Do you understand? Like confidence, self-image, self-concept, being the most successful version of you, they all interweave. They're all interconnected. Listen, if I walk around and I sit there and say to myself, I always get what I want. It always comes to me. I don't know when, but it always happens. It always comes to me. And I'm confident with it. I'm confident I'm going to get it. Guess what? I let it go easier. I let it be easier. And once I let it go and let it be, then it comes to me. Okay? So you got to interchange these words. That's why I like giving you this advice here. That's what works for me. Is sometimes when people say, have faith, that don't work for me. Just believe, that don't work for me. I got to play with these words. Okay? What does faith mean? Faith means belief. What does belief mean? Belief means you expect it to happen. If you expect something to happen, what does that mean? That means you can demand it. It means you demand things in your life. Okay? It's what you say, how it goes. Do you understand? That's the next phase to this. It's how you say your life to be. Okay? It's your expectation around everything. Do you understand? Okay? Now listen to this. Okay? I'll give you another nugget here that will help you out. Even Neville Goddard said, and this is more of an advanced version of living in the end, a lot of people don't even share, is the advanced version of living in the end is one of the things Neville Goddard said to people is that whatever you want to be rich, you want money, you want your dream house, okay? Just play with me here for a second. How would the most successful version of you view your world? Now we're talking about higher consciousness here. Listen, this is what's going to separate you right now. How would the most successful version of you view your world? How would the most successful version of you, what would their perception be of your world? Do you understand? I mean, how would your outlook of your whole life, how would it be? What would you think about? Okay. That's a separator right there, my friends. If you can master that, what I just told you, you're going to speed up manifesting. It's going to come to you rather quickly. Okay. So, I mean, listen to this. The dogma of it, you right now, the issue you're having is, when I say, how do you view your world? You probably pretty much view it that life sucks. Okay. So that's what's actually happening to you. It's a mirror. You understand? So if you have everything that you want, you have all your desires, all your intentions, how would that version of you view their world? View your world? How would they? You have to answer that. Okay? I can only assume they would be happy. You understand? Everything's working out in my favor. Everything happens for my benefit, baby. There is nothing negative happens to me because it's all my perception anyway. Life is happening for me for my benefit anyway. Okay, there's always something for me to learn. It always works out. Everything always works out in my favor. Everything always turns around to my best. Okay, that's your whole outlook. And when you have an outlook like that, okay, what's inside of you, what's within you is always a mirror on the outside, my friends. Okay. Now, the last one I want to talk about here, because I don't want to keep this video very, very long, is we talk about you asking, you're setting an intention, you got to believe. Okay. I think the third one, the last one, is probably the most important. And I think is a separator when I have manifesting work for me, is you got to let it go. You got to let it be, my friends. Okay. You got to stop thinking about it all the time. You got to stop looking for the how, looking for how it's going to happen, how I'm going to make it work. Every time you wake up, you check your bank account and say, well, millions of dollars aren't in there yet. You want your dream car, and you go out to your window, and you look outside the window, and you think, I don't see my car, my driveway. I don't see my dream car out there. You see, that's what we do. We're constantly searching for the how. We're constantly trying to force things to happen. Okay? And listen, guys, that only slows it down. It only slows it down for you. Okay? That's what you have to understand. You got to let it go. You got to let it be. That's why when you come back to belief, the stronger your belief is, the easier it is to let it go. Okay? The higher your confidence is that you always get what you want. Okay? Even if it comes down to business, whatever, even if you don't even know how you're going to get it, you know it will always come to you. You will always figure it out somehow. Okay? Well, that's going to speed up manifesting. That's going to help you let it go because you're not going to think about it because you're confident. When I talk about manifestation, now, I'm talking about life-altering things. You want to manifest things that's going to change your life, baby. You don't want to manifest a drink. You don't want to manifest a cup of coffee. Okay? You want to manifest things that's going to change your life. Okay? That's why I give examples: your dream house, your dream car, your dream career, your dream salary. You want to be a multimillionaire. Okay? Those are life-altering things. And when you want to manifest life-altering things, what ends up happening is you become obsessed with it. You get attached to it. Okay, you can't let it go. You constantly look for it. You constantly try to figure things out. You got to let it go. You got to let it be. Okay, you got to master letting it go, letting it be. Okay, do you understand? Okay, I understand the struggle here. But that's why you really struggle, is because you really want it, because you know it's going to really change your life. You know it's going to really alter your life. Okay? And one of the things that helps me is when I find myself, my mind goes in the gutter, I start worrying about it, I develop a little affirmation around it. Okay. Now, a lot of my affirmations might be just simple. No, thank you, Father, that everything's working out in my favor. Thank you, Father, I already have the 25K in my bank account. Thank you. You know what I mean? And then my mind drifts off. My mind goes to something else. I start focusing on something else. But to kind of develop an affirmation around it that everything's working out in your favor, then you're detached from it a little bit better. Do you understand, my friends? But as we wrap up this video, guys, I'm going to end the video how I started the video. If you really want to know how to manifest faster, okay, how to increase the speed of your manifestations, and this is a broad question, whatever, it's really going to be what you say, how you say it goes, okay? The power of your words, okay? Whatever I say, whatever I want, wherever I say I want, however I say how things go in my life, that has to happen. It has to come to me. Okay, so that brings in my intention, that brings into my belief, okay, that brings into my expectation, that brings in my confidence, okay? When I sit there and say, I'm gonna have my dream house, I'm gonna be moving in my dream house, baby. Okay, I don't know when it's gonna happen, but I know 100% it's gonna happen, okay? Then I know exactly what my dream house looks like, where it's gonna be, whatever, okay? But then what I end up doing, I let it go, I detach from it, but then I follow my intuition. You have intuition and gut feelings to do. That's when you take action, my friends. Okay, you just don't take blind action, you take intuitive action. Okay, you take action on your gut feelings and your intuition, because when you take action on your gut feelings and intuition, that shoots you quicker to what you want. Sorry, I just burped. As I'm drinking Coke. That's why I shouldn't drink water, soda, while I'm doing videos, because I'm talking and I feel like I got air bubbles coming up as I'm talking. Okay. But anyway, tribe, just thought I would share that with you. If you have questions about this, comment below. I'll help you out as much as I possibly can. And if you want to be part of the tribe, the best tribe on planet YouTube, baby, the links are in the description. And if you want to work with me, you want to reach out to me, the links are in the description, of course. And remember, I love you, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.